Hello there folks, it's RJB here from RJB TV, and today we are going to continue with this stream dream team of Brain, Lucky, and Gensay against Team DAK. On fastest map, score so far is already 2 wins in favor of the streamer dream team, Brain, Gensay, and Lucky. We've got Lucky back here on the olive green Protoss. So let me adjust my mic. You might hear this. I'm gonna adjust my mic a little bit. It's not sending correctly. You might hear this. Sorry if you hear this. Just gotta slightly adjust it. It's not standing as I want it to. Now it is. Now it is. Okay. Lucky back here on the name BBBO. Then we've got Brain here. Well, I mean Gensay here on the dark navy blue. And Brain on the bottom corner here on the pale green Protoss. It is Protoss once again. Mirror matchup. That is all the hype. These players so much alike, and so do we. Now I've got core DAK here, back again on the Protoss. We've got KK here on the red Protoss, and on the pink magenta, we got 204 returning for yet another shot. So Team DAK so far has got 1 win, 2 losses. Things have not been looking that great for Team DAK. Although they did manage to get a single win, which is so far already quite impressive. And the win they got was impressive. It was really well played. They had great map movement. So can they pull off that great map movement, difficult to pronounce, once again? Can they outpace the streamer dream team with their own teamwork? All players are kind of doing the same thing once again, going for 7-9 pylon into a gateway, into another 2 gateways, and then a pylon afterwards. And a forge, that's what most players tend to do. They go for a forge after those 4 gateways on that 7-9, so they don't have to worry about protecting their probes. Because the cannon is there so they can keep fighting on the middle and don't have to worry about their probes. Some other players in the past used to place a pylon right here to basically block off access to the probes with a zealot. Well, a pylon right here, zealot right there, and maybe a zealot right there. But most of the time, a zealot right here would be enough, and the pylon would block access to the probes. That's also an option a lot of players used to go for, but I've been noticing it has become far less common than it used to be in the past. They don't really do that much anymore. They just rely on that cannon faithfully and go for the gas at about 23, 24. Looks like these 2 players are going for gas a little bit faster. Lucky and KK get their gas a little bit faster. Most likely means that they are planning to go for the technology that drops before the other 2 players on their team are. And the other 2 players are just going to keep on massing, while Lucky and in this case KK are gonna go for the drops. No cybercores there yet though. Got a cybercore there on the way for Lucky though, but not yet there for KK, because KK has to invest in more defenses because he's getting chased around by a zealot from Gensay that gets a single probe kill here on the middle. There's a fight breaking out as well. Gensay and Lucky catching a zealot from KK while he's defending their back at home, then getting pushed away by the zealots from 204, who's on the yellow. Wait, no, it's core on the yellow color. It's a little bit confusing with the olive green and the yellow. They kind of look the same, in my opinion. When they're very close to each other, it's difficult to see the difference because zealots, it's only the armor that changes color, not anything else. It's a little bit difficult to see sometimes. It looks so similar if you look at it like this. If you do it like this, it's easy to see, but now everyone looks the same, so we still have the exact same problem. So here in the middle, both teams are preparing to fight while KK and Lucky are preparing for the storm drops or the reaver drops. Well, KK got slowed down there. KK got slowed down, so he doesn't have the drop technology as far progressed as Lucky has, but he's got more supply, actually the same amount of supply as Lucky. Same amount of supply. So both players are all just dancing back and forth. They are kind of lining up their zealots in such a way that at least one group of zealots fights against at least one group of zealots until they manage to at least catch someone overextending on the middle of the map. Looks like both players actually kind of have the same supply. Core DAK has the most supply by far, and so is 204. Brain and Gensay have fallen behind a little bit because they have lost a couple of zealots so far in the progress of trying to gain an advantage with the infighting. We've got robotics and Citadel also coming out for Brain. Looks like more players are going for drops than I anticipated. But 204 manages to push back Brain. Brain defends there, throws up a pylon in the front to get one cannon there in the front. Whereas Gensay is mostly just going and focusing on more gateways, a bigger mass. And Lucky is going for drops, whereas we've got Citadel and Robotics also coming out there for Core, who's probably going for Observers in the case Dark Temples are coming out. But 204 here is mostly just going for Zealot speed, I think. Going for Zealot speed with level 1 attack. It seems that the level 1 attack has not yet been queued up. There hasn't been a lot of action so far. Nobody's pulling the trigger. Nobody has the balls to start a fight. Nobody wants a piece of this cake. Not yet. Although here a fight is going on with Brain and 204. They've been pretty aggressive so far. No one else has been aggressive, or at least this aggressive so far in this game. Looks like 204 is winning the fight as a Brain supply. It drops a little bit. The 204 supply is not that far ahead. Brain has the defender's advantage because they have a cannon there in the backside to help him defend against these Zealots. As long as he can wall off access to the cannon with his own Zealots by placing them in between the structures. Here in the middle we've got a standoff, and here we've got 4 successfully pushing back a Lucky. And looks like 204 there is forced to retreat, whereas 204 KK here in the middle is also forced to retreat. Yeah, it looks like Core managed to kill the Templar's Archive before the storm finished, but the Templars are out on the map, but they can't storm yet. They have to build a new Templar Archives. The Zealots are retreating because in the middle there's a big fight breaking out with a lot of units from Gensay and a couple of Dark Templars from Lucky. They're all in the middle as well to help him sway the numbers advantage in their favor. Gensay's supply is absolutely massive. 124 against everyone else's 88 and Lucky's 54. Well, I'm going to have to say that currently the advantage looks to be in favor of Team DAK because they've got 3 players with a bigger mass, whereas on the Streamer Dream Team it is only Gensay with a massive mass. So he's going to lose a lot of units here, although he is doing a pretty good job there as 204 is forced to move to the bottom corner here off the middle to fend off Brain's mass. But now a drop comes in there on Brain. Brain is dodging the storms though, but he's still going to lose a couple of his probes, down to 28 from about 36. Here in the middle, it looks like Team DAK is definitively winning the fight, although there are some Dark Templars there, but there's detection there overhead from KOR. Core there providing the detection, doing a great job there, but Dark Templars still did a lot of damage there. But in the end, it does look like that's a lot of Zealots that are still alive, so it looks like Mingel's going to clean out the middle, while Brain's units are coming into the middle there as well to provide support, but now a drop comes out on Lucky. Lucky's dodging the storms there. Templars are arriving on the scene. Templars are storming. Templar kind of misses the storm, so it doesn't get out of it what he wanted to. Whereas Lucky here trying to get a storm down on Core. I think he hit a couple of his probes, not sure. He's also trying to hit a storm on DAK. DAK there providing himself with vision on top of the hill with his own shuttle. But now Brain there, feeling strong, has a pretty big mass, is going for an attack there on KK. KK has drops, but not a lot of cannons, not a lot of units. He's pretty vulnerable, but now he pulls back. He doesn't want to go in just yet, because when he goes in, it means KK's teammates can basically go for an attack as well. Instead, they're going for 204, who has an army. They're going to try to whittle down and reduce the army count. Well, drop. Oh, they lost the observer there inside of 204's base. Another observer there from Core coming in. In the case Dark Temples arrive, we've got Drop there trying to get in from KK onto Brain. Brain defending it pretty well there, but hasn't killed it yet. He's tracking this shuttle so extremely well with his observer. This is Brain's observer right there. Brain now goes in. Dragoons are going to intercept the shuttle there, though. Shuttle can manage to unload. Tried to unload it, though, but couldn't do it. And now 204 is getting overrun. Units from Core are coming in. KK has no units whatsoever on the map at the moment. We can't provide any help for 204 here. 204 there is losing the cannons now behind his fortification wall of structures. Although he does have some Dark Temples now coming out, but there's so many units here on the scene. Dark Temples are not gonna cut the deal. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna keep him alive. He's gonna lose everything in the back, and he's trying very hard though. But the Nexus are gonna come down. You got a drop there coming in from Lucky as well. Lucky decides to ignore dropping on 204 because 204 is pretty much dead and gone. So he goes for KK instead, and KK has no Dragoons because he sends his Dragoons over to help 204. And other probes are running away. Other probes gonna get stormed to death. This is one storm. Hits a couple storms there on the probes though. On the gas, so he kills a couple of them, but not everything. Most of the probes did stay alive, but now the advantage is definitely in favor of the Streamer Dream Team. Supplies are about even, but 204 is unable to produce, doesn't have a Nexus, has to rebuild. He is pretty much done for. Pretty much done for at the moment. Both probes from KK there, overshooting a little bit too far, now returning back home. We got Dragoons from KK going to 204 to help him protect and defend against the drops. Got a drop there flying about from Lucky, gonna try to intercept that one, but the drop goes for KK's base, and KK has no Dragoons in his own base to intercept it, so he has to rely on the Storm dodge instead. Can the probes stay alive? The probes are running away, splitting up, going every single direction. One Storm hits a couple of them, but not everything. So yes, he's still alive, he's still in the running, he still has minerals in the bank, and still has minerals coming into the bank, whereas Lucky here is absolutely humongous with 126 supply, although Core with 150 supply hasn't been hit by a drop so far. He's been playing this really well, but so far he's been the... Ooh, it looks like they called a GG. Looks like someone got Storm dropped, and it looks like Lucky was also hitting the Storm drop right here, right now, on Core. So yeah, that game was over. 3 wins there for the Streamer Dream Team. And we've got 1 win still on the board for Team DAK. Very quick-paced game. Also, not as much action as I thought, but the action that did break out was very well played. It was mostly a lot of 1v1 skirmishes going on until that definitive 2v1 attack from Brain and Gensay onto 204, and 204 just couldn't survive that attack. Now we're going into game number 5. Game number 5, Team DAK against the Streamer Dream Team that is so far doing an insanely good job of outpacing and outbraining the better strategy, the DAK team. Although the DAK team so far has also showed some pretty cool stuff. Game number 5. Got Brain on the Terran. We've got Lucky on the olive green Protoss and Gensay on the Protoss once again. And then we've got on 204 team, we've got Core here on the pink Protoss. We've got 204 here on the white Protoss, and then we've got 109 returning back in, swapping out KK for 109 here on the brown Terran. Protoss, Terran, Protoss against Protoss, Terran, Protoss. Honestly, I think this matchup is a little bit more exciting than Protoss, 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 which we see a little bit more diversity, a little bit more micro with vultures, and maybe a little bit of a different dynamic. There's just a different dynamic going on with it. One Terran that joins the fray than compared to if it was a Protoss. I think this one is a little bit more exciting, but also much more volatile. Because if things go wrong for one team with their movement on the map, and they start losing the leverage, the Terran can die very quickly to a mass attack from 3 players combined. It can happen very fast. Very, very fast. So they're starting out with a supply depot into a barracks, into a gas. Most of the time, actually, when players do mech build orders, we see them go for supply depot gas into barracks, but this time around only Brain went for supply depot into gas into barracks, and 109 here went for supply depot barracks into gas. Which means Brain is going to have a faster double factory, whereas 109 would only be able to afford a single one. Now, there's a trick here that you can do to block off access to the gas by building a pylon there, but very wisely 109 just builds another gas, and that circumvents the blockade on the gas. You can still mine gas and still start building a factory once he needs it. There's double factory coming out for Brain, as I mentioned, and then we've got one factory coming out for 109. He has more Marines to defend himself, more Marines to fight off whatever is coming for him. Although, because he had to build a second refinery, he's 100 minerals down on where he wants to be. And his second factory is also going to be a bunch slower. So one Zealot there from Gensay moving across the map to start hurting him. And one Zealot there from 204 coming in to start hurting Gensay. Gensay repositioning his probes before the Zealot arrives, and he's going to defend his... he defends it really well. He's just going to keep blocking that Zealot from hitting his probes, although it gets in, gets one hit on, and he's going to run away, because he's still going to keep trying. Marines there successfully fighting off that Zealot. Zealot stays alive with 1-2 hit points. Same story going on here between Brain and 204. Actually, there in the corner, top left corner, it's Core. Those very similar looking colors can be quite confusing. So Brain walls off his bunker just in time, and Zealots are forced to turn around and walk into Lucky's Zealots, where a fight now breaks out. Vultures are on the way there from Brain. In fact, number 3 they're also on the way. He's going to join the fight there before 109 can actually contribute much. Although the Marines there are contributing, but the damage from the Marines is not that great. And if they do get surrounded, they go down pretty quick. Although currently, we've got 204 and Core walling off the Marines quite well. Although now the Vultures don't care about the Zealots, so they take down the Marines. And a Vulture there from 109 also joining the fray. Now we've got a fight there breaking out on the top side between Core and Gensay. Core trying to keep Gensay away from entering the middle. Marines there are still going down. There's one Vulture there from 109. More Vultures are now coming in. He's finishing factory number 2. And 3 and 4 are on the way, whereas Brain is also adding on number 4 now. Already has a machine shop there for mines, most likely, or Vulture Speed. Not sure which one of the two they prefer to go for. I've seen players go for speed, I've seen players go for mines, I've seen players go for both at the same time. But bottom line is, they will get both of those upgrades at some point. So Gensay there forced to retreat into his own base. The fight there didn't quite go in favor of Team Streamer, as Team DAK currently has the advantage, although the advantage might just slip out of their hands. The Vulture Micro there from Brain is pretty on point. The walling with the Zealots is really good. They just have to keep those Zealots away from the Vultures, and the Vultures will have free fire. And as long as they can micro their Zealots well enough, although now Team DAK is getting surrounded by the Zealots from Gensay and Lucky, and the fight just went dramatically, drastically, terribly in favor of the Streamer team. I called it too early. The surround there was beautiful. Now Team DAK there is looking at a pretty bad situation. Specifically 109 is looking at a pretty bad situation, because now he's got a lot of Zealots there entering his base, and mines being placed in the front that are going to keep Team DAK out of 109's base. So 109 now has to basically play a miracle defense as these Zealots are coming in. Places a beautiful structure there in between the Zealots and the Vultures to at least protect his Vultures from getting attacked by the Zealots, but now the Zealots are getting through, breaking through from every single direction, but most of the Vultures did survive and most of the Zealots did go down. It looks like he's going to defend this one successfully, but it is a close call. It is a close call. He lost, I think, 2 or 3 SCVs, not that many, mostly losing a lot of Vultures, but they are eventually clearing out all the units that the enemy have there in their base. Gensay very sneakily put a couple of Zealots there on the bottom side to attack those SCVs while those Vultures are leaving the base. Mines don't trigger on Vultures. We've got Dragoons there from 204 coming in to provide a little bit of support. I need a drink. But they managed to push back Brain, because Vultures don't deal a lot of damage against Dragoons. That's why they go for the Dragoon tech switch after a little while. They start their gas at about 28, 27 supply, so they can have Dragoons out at about the time that Vultures start overpowering the Zealots. It's very well timed. There, the Zealot from Gensay gets in, but 109 was expecting it, so he kills the Zealot there just on time. And now they are doing the reverse. Now we've got the DAK team zoning off the middle by placing mines all around, but Brain is trying to do the same thing. Beautiful mine hits there on the Dragoons. All the Dragoons there went down, which is going to give Lucky a little bit of a chance to kill a couple more, but he's forced to retreat once the Vultures from 109 come in and jump in. Brain there once again goes into the middle, going to try to keep those Vultures and Dragoons from entering Lucky's base. Very great coordination, but now we've got a lot of units there from Court coming in from the top side, flanking the Vultures, and the Vultures now getting cut out position, but there's mines in between, so the Dragoons can't quite go in. So much micro going on here. This is actually so damn exciting. The control is insanely good. Brain forced to retreat back to his own base. More Vultures are still coming out. Dragoons now pushing forward though, because they have observers there on the top of them, which are giving vision on those mines. He's going to clear out those mines and push forward, while Brain has only Vultures, no tanks at the moment. He's got siege mode and tanks on the way there though, but he buys himself just enough time. Brain buys himself just enough time. Observer goes forward. It's going to take a while to clear out all those mines. Let's hope the tanks spawn just in time. I don't think the tanks are going to spawn in time, but he's buying himself so much time though. Got a drop there from by Gensay that went for Core, but Core managed to repel it because I didn't see him lose any of his probes. Maybe there wasn't a Templar or Reaver inside there yet. Maybe he was just chilling over a couple of Zealots to scout ahead and get some information. Brain is pretty much dying here. There's units coming in from the backside there from Gensay though, and it looks like Lucky's also trying to participate, but 109, but tanks there on the corner, but the tanks are going to get surrounded though by the Dragoons, and yeah, Dragoons, it's just Dragoons from Lucky and Gensay, and it looks like Brain is going to survive this one at the cost of getting slowed down tremendously, losing most of his army, but they do get the situation where Team DAK also loses a lot of their army. Supply counts are still slightly in favor of Team DAK, although Gensay is pretty much, again, pretty good and pretty well in the lead, although he's on par with 204. 204 macroing this one really, really well. Zealots are running in to kill the cannon in the back. Go straight for the cannon. They have their temples on the way. No, Dragoons are on the way. So a lot of mines are on the middle. Tanks in the middle as well from 109 to try and control the middle. Looks like DAK is controlling the middle this time around. We've got Core going for an attack from Gensay, but Gensay, who doesn't have shuttle zealot speed yet, is still in the process of preparing his drop. Brain is really small. Brain is really small compared to everyone else. He hasn't been having a super great game. He has been playing well though. But 204 is overpowering Brain in Brain's own base, but here we've got Brain entering the middle, trying to take over the... Wait, no. That's Lucky back on the bottom corner there. Brain is the Terran. My bad, my bad. That's my bad entirely. Lucky is the Protoss getting overpowered there on the bottom corner, but more Dragoons are spawning again and surround on those Dragoons, with more Dragoons from 204 are surrounding the surrounding Dragoons, while Brain here on the middle is pushing forward with his tanks and vultures, trying to get control. Core is trying to fight back to get control back over the portion of the middle, but they can't. Brain has solidified this portion pretty well with the mines and tanks, but now we've got a push going on to Gensay, who's still preparing drops, though there's a drop there from 204, from Core, not 204. The colors look almost the same, so it's hard to differentiate. And a beautiful fight happening in Lucky Space, who's absolutely getting smashed. Forced to pull his probes off the minerals, while Team DAK really is playing this one really well. I am impressed. They're actually outpacing the streamer team. Didn't think. This is just domination at this point. Brain is pretty big though and still pushing forward for more middle control, but Gensay is completely getting overpowered. Lucky lost a lot of his army and structures. Now Gensay is in the same process. He's in the process of losing his probes, as the probes are within range of the tanks, so he's going for the cannons first. Dropping are coming in as well to finish off the probes that are running away. There's a Reaver inside. Dragoons are just... Basically, this game at this point is over. At this point, I'm gonna call this game is won by Team DAK. They played this one beautifully. Losing control early, but then wrestling that control out of streamer team's hands as they attacked for DAK and couldn't significantly damage 109 on that attack, and now 109 is just dominating the middle, dominating the map. They've pushed back Brain into his base. Brain has dropships now to try and at least get units to his allies. Doesn't have a lot of units inside of his own base there though. Gensay is pretty much dead and gone, doesn't have much left. Probes are trying to escape towards Brain's base, but they can't go there because there's tanks here in the middle that are keeping him away. A couple tanks up on the high ground though that are helping Brain survive and keep those Dragoons out. While the Dragoons are moving forward to try and take down those tanks on the high ground. These probes have nowhere left to go. Gensay is pretty much out of it. Gensay is building another proxy nexus there to try and stay alive. Lucky is still trying to recover, but he didn't have enough pylons to properly rebuild. He's got a lot of minerals in the bank that he can spend, but he also can't quite spend. And that's the game. Streamer team loses game number 5. Team DAK there came out swinging and landed some beautiful punches right on the jaw and took over control. It's really well played. Those guys played really good. Team DAK is really impressing me quite a bit. I am impressed. So now we're going for game number 6. And this time around, we've got, once again, Team DAK swapping out a couple of players for other players. We've got, well, it's not there yet. I can't quite say it yet who has been swapped out and swapped in. So, okay. We've got Lucky on the orange Zerg, Gensay on the pale green, and Brain on the yellow Protoss. Then we've got KKDAK here on the blue Protoss. We've got red Zerg occupied by ASD. Just gonna call him ASD. He's on the Zerg here. It's just difficult to pronounce. ASD JJCIW. And 204 returns once again. 204 has been pretty much in every single game. It's pretty much been in every single game so far. In the last game, he overpowered Lucky in a commanding fashion. Really played a very strong Protoss. I think pretty much every game so far. Okay, so we've got the normal build orders coming out for the Protosses. We're going to look at the Zerg build orders instead. Okay, not what I was expecting. Wasn't They're doing things I was not Oh, I am legitimately confused. What is Lucky doing? Did he by chance forget his pool? Is the replay broken? There's the pool. I think he forgot to build his pool, because the pool should have already been out. He's got 500 minerals in the bank. That's way too much money. So ASD went for hatchery pool, which is kind of standard. He's gonna go for gas and go for speed zealot. I want to say he's gonna go for speed zealot, but most of the time I see them do pool, gas, hatchery, and then they get Zergling speed and just make a lot of Zerglings. But it looks like they are doing different things for once. And Lucky's just doing very weird things. I'm getting a hatchery now. Just me. The replay's broken. Yeah, okay, I was right. The replay's definitely broken. I'm gonna reload it. So let me reload it. See if it fixes itself. This replay is broken. And it still is broken. It's broken. That explains everything. Explains everything. Just gonna fast forward. Maybe the game... It's broken. I don't know why it's broken, but this replay is broken. That's a bit sad. That's a bit sad. I really thought this was going to be an amazing game, but it's broken. It's completely broken. We're up to the replay. Maybe if I rewind it all the way to the start and speed it up. Yeah, it's broken. It's not going to work. That's very sad. I don't know who wins the game. I don't know who wins that one. Yes, let's go to the last game. This happens sometimes. I've already invested too much time into this set to abandon it. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. It's definitely a bummer that game number 6 is a bugged replay. So we are not going to get an answer on that last one. Instead, we're going into the final game. I don't know who won. I don't know who won the previous one. I can't see it. I mean, maybe I could have just gone to the end of the replay and looked at whoever got called to GG and derived from that the information who won the game. But first, let's go to game number 7. It's a bummer. Sometimes you just gotta leave a game behind. Replay files are not perfect. This time around, Gensay here on the olive green Protoss, and then we've got Brain on the magenta Terran, and Lucky on the gray pale blue. Pale blues are gray. It could be gray or pale blue, not quite sure. ASD here on the yellow Zerg, and then we've got 109 here on the Terran, and we've got KK DAK back again on the pink Protoss. Pink Protoss. It looks white, but it's pink. It's very close to white. It's very easy to confuse. This time around, it looks like the replay is not bugged, not broken. Both Zergs are doing the correct build order, as they should be. Going for pool into gas, into hatchery, and then into 2-3 probes on drones on the gas, getting Zergling speed, and just zooming it up. Both Terrans, this time around, are doing the supply depot gas barracks build order. Looks like Brain was a little bit faster than DAK on just the gas. The barracks are actually exactly placed at the same time. Exactly at the same time. Just wait a little bit. Let's see where this is gonna go. Most of the times we have some minor zealot action against Zerglings happening first. The Zerglings are basically going to try to keep the Protosses from harming the Terrans while the Terrans are getting their mech up and running. Sometimes we have a little bit of a different situation where the Zerglings are fighting the Zerglings and the Terrans are completely left alone. And sometimes we have Zerglings trying to fight against the Terran, trying to stop those factories from coming down and finishing. This time around, it's a probe doing the work. dancing back and forth on the middle with Zerglings against Zerglings. Got KK going for Gensay and Gensay going for KK. Cannons are on the way for both players. They'll probably get a couple of shots off on the pros before the cannon finishes. But as usually, we are going to try to catch those zealots and stop them from attacking those probes. KK doesn't want any of that. Brain's still going to try to force his way in. He's outmaneuvering. Oh, he failed. Oh, he gets the pylon down, and Gensay tries to get out because the cannon is finishing up. We've got Zerglings from Lucky going for 109, but pulls back, and instead is going to try to zone ASD out of his base, or keep him inside of his own base. Whereas Brain is getting attacked by 2 Zerglings that actually got 1 SCV kill. Might get a second one. Not going to get a second one. Second SCV there stays alive for a little while longer. So 4 factories from both Terran players, and the Zerglings are still being pumped out for both ASD and Lucky. ASD there tries to go for the attack, but the Vulture spawns for one. Wait, no, he's trying to defend against Lucky's Zerglings. A little bit difficult to keep up sometimes. 109 there on the middle. So far, we've got 2 Vultures from Brain, a couple Zealots there from Gensay, and Zerglings from Lucky, dancing back and forth, trying to get surrounds. Got 1 Vulture there on the middle from 109. The micro here is like a beautiful dance. It's like a beautiful dance of people just trying to get a surround on the units of the opposing forces. And so far, the supply count looked to be in favor of Team DAK by a very small little difference. Very small little difference, although now we've got Brain with a supply lead over nobody, because 109 is down a supply lead. It's just, things are changing constantly. Units are spawning, units are dying. This fight going in favor of, I want to say Team Streamer, but might be wrong, because it looks like most of Gensay's Zealots did go down, and most of Lucky's Zerglings also went down, but ASD's Zerglings also died. So now you've got mostly Vultures from Brain, though, dominating the middle here. I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to watch. The mic is so much, there's too much going on to definitively call who is winning this fight. It looks like the streamer team is actually winning this one. It looked to be in favor of DAK team, but the Vultures mostly managed to stay unharmed, as mostly the Zealots from either team are just dying. The Dragoons from Gensay are arriving on the scene early, faster than the Dragoons from KK. Faster, and being faster here it's proven to be the advantage, because now Dragoons are keeping those Vultures from 109 inside of his base, and now we've got Lucky and Brain going for the kill on ASD. It looks like Team Streamer has outpaced Team DAK, and Team DAK now losing their Zerg player. We've got Vultures coming in from behind there, though. They're gonna have to fight back. Sunken there finishes up as well. Zerg is on top of the Sunken, and so are the Vultures. We've got Dragoons are coming in from KK, trying to get us around on those Dragoons, trying to kill the Vultures. Vultures still running back and forth there, though. The drones were pulled off the minerals. He's losing the drones, with 1 drone still left alive, but he can't put it back on the minerals. We're gonna need KK there to kill the barracks there, to allow ASD to get back to mining. Vultures from Brain there are going down, but now mines from Brain are being placed on the middle. Observer, Overlord from ASD is there on the side, so he's not providing detection. They're on the middle. Lucky now pushing KK back. This game is accelerating very fast. It's escalating in favor. It is developing with Gensay and Brain building supply leads, and ASD pretty much down in the dumps with only 2 drones and no mining happening at all, because he can't put the drones back on. Great move there from Brain. Mines in the middle there are keeping KK from actively participating as much as he would want to. He's got Overlords there, though, but the Overlords can get taken down by the Dragoons there in the air. 109 tries to break free, but he can't quite get out. He's trying to place mines all around those Dragoons to explode on them. But the Dragoons don't really care, because the mines go down before they can even deal any damage. And we've got protection there as well from that Overlord to detect and kill the mines. Now we've got KK trying to move out, but KK can't quite get in there. He's forced to pull back into his own base. Now we've got Zerglings from Lucky there getting on top of SAG. And ASD there is gonna go down. ASD is gonna go down. I think that's gonna be the GG at some point. Streamer team is just dominating on every front. Gensay is blocking in KK with his Dragoons, and Brain is slowly winning the Vulture battle. And Team DAK calls GG, and Team Streamer comes out on top, so I'm going to assume Team Streamer also won the previous game, although it could have also been Team DAK that won the previous game, I don't know. But what matters is that even if Team DAK won the previous game, the score would have been 3-3, and now it will be 4-3, which means Team Streamer Team, Dream Team, Streamer Team wins game number 7 and wins the set. A little bit confusing with game number 6 not working. I might try to go back to it right now and see if it works now, and if it doesn't, I'm going to call the video to end. But let's just try one last final time, see if game number 6 works or if it is forever gone and broken. I just really wanted to cast a Protoss Zerg mirror matchup. Let's see if it works. Let's speed it up. Let's speed it up and see what's going to happen. He's making drones. He's going to make drones until 7 supply, and then he's just going to break. And it broke. Yep, it is definitely broken. Definitely broken. Same thing is happening. Time to give up. Time to give up. And that's for today. Hope you enjoyed the set. Some very quick, very high-paced team play games from the Korean server with the Korean Gosus, the most Gosu players of all. Brain, Gensay, Lucky against Team DAK, of whom I actually kind of don't know the identities. I don't know who KK is, I don't know who 204 is, I don't know who ASD is. But I do know that they have some pretty damn good skills, as you could see. Pretty damn good skills. Almost able to keep up with the Streamer Dream Team. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you around next time.